Today we are continuing with our measurement. Remember, measurement is important in everyday life. We're going to look today at the area of the trapezium. So please set up your book ready for this lesson. A new page, a line down the centre with your red pen and a ruler. Your headings are underlined in red pen. We have put trapezium on its own because it's a bit special and takes a little bit longer to explain. However, you will still be using all the things you have already learnt. You will still be using perimeter equals the sum of all the sides. You will also have to remember that your area of a rectangle is length times breadth or width, and that your area of a triangle is half of that. And we look at the perpendicular height where there's 90 degrees or the little square. Okay, so our WALT for today is that we will be using the correct formula correctly to find the area of the trapezium. So please copy that down into your book. This is because measurement is important in everyday life. Okay. Let's look at trapeziums first. So it's a quadrilateral, quad meaning four, and is one pair of parallel unequal sides. So when you look here, you can see parallel sides. They are marked, but they are a different length. This one, the parallel sides are going this direction, and they are of unequal length. Again, you have one pair of parallel lines, and they are of unequal length. We're going to look at the perpendicular height. We have looked at that when we looked at other shapes such as triangles and parallelograms. So the perpendicular height, h, you always go and look for the little square. They are at 90 degrees. So remember, we had the base and the perpendicular height for parallelograms and for our triangles. We're going to label the two parallel sides A and B, and again with our perpendicular height. You may copy down all that information that's highlighted or anything else you need, including the diagrams. Now, to determine that area, I have a better one here. So to find the area of a trapezium, we split it into composite shapes. We make two triangles and a rectangle. So we cut off the pieces that are not a rectangle. So we're left with that rectangle. We have cut off this triangle and this triangle. You notice they're both right-angled triangles. With the rectangle, you know that the formula is base times height, and the base is A and H. H and A. Not B, because we cut parts of B off, haven't we? So B extended out to here. That's part of B, and that's a part of B. So it's only the A and the perpendicular height. And we can find the area of this part of our trapezium. Now there's two triangles. Let's stick them together to make one triangle. Okay? So the base has B units. The rectangle with a base of A units has been removed, so the base is B minus that A. So this part of B is the same length as A now. So we've taken out part of it. So what's left? This piece here and this piece here are B, which is all of that, minus A, which was the part that forms the rectangle. Again, we have the length of B. We have cut out two triangles off the side. So this section here is now all of that B is now the same as A. So this is all of the B minus this part here, which is the same length as A. So remembering that the area of the triangle is a half of the base And the perpendicular height? The perpendicular height is exactly the same as it was here for the rectangle. The base is the B minus the A part. So that's what's left over here and here. So that is the formula for the triangle. Now we get into some algebra. So we've got the area of the rectangle and the area of the triangle that we made. So we've put both those formulas down, A times the H and a half B minus A times the H. And we use the law here that we move things around when we can multiply it stays the same. So AH, we just simplified that, a half H B and a half, so they took this part here and they've used the distributive law to get this a half BH minus a half AH. So they move them around. We've got an AH and we're taking away an AH. And so then we factorise this and we come up with the formula. So the formula is that we have A plus the B and then multiply it by the H. Half A plus the B times the H. And they've set it up there. So if you want to copy that down to help you to understand how they got it using algebra, we'll go back and have another look at the one I showed you before in more detail. Now for a worked example. So in your book you need to put down example and copy this example. Now remember, this is what the writing is that we expect to see when we say show your working. This is what we expect to see. This is what you were thinking about when you did it. So step number 1 is always write the formula. So we've copied the formula exactly the same way, and then we go back to the diagram. A, being the smaller section, is 6 centimetres, B is 10 centimetres, 6 centimetres, and H is 4. We put this into our formula, so it's half A plus B, and we multiply it by the height. Spread that out, and we come up with this answer. So 10 plus 6 is 16. Remember, brackets first, order of operations, and then we multiply this out. Copy this down, and you always go through all of these steps for your working out. Now are some we can work on. So you find the parallel lines, and that is A and B. It doesn't matter which way you label them. And you look for your perpendicular height. Find the little square. And here we have worked through one together. Remember, step number 1 is always write down the formula. Now we substitute. As you saw, A and B are 3 and 6, and H is 2. 3 plus 6 times the 2. 3 plus 6 in the brackets, order of operations is 9. And we always put the units at the end. Remember, we're finding area. We are multiplying 2 units together, so the units are squared. It's 9 square centimetres. Here are some more for you to work on, but let's have a look first at some catches. So B is straightforward. A, B and height. A, B and height. Now this is still the same. A, B and height. It doesn't matter if there's not another triangle on the other side. You would have cut that piece off, and that's your triangle and that's your rectangle. This one here is a little bit more difficult to see. You still go, where's your 2 parallel lines? They are A and B. Now the perpendicular height is outside. That doesn't matter. You just look for this little square. So you're going to add those, multiply by this one, and halve it. This one here is exactly the same as this, except it's just rotated. So you've still got your parallel sides, A and B. You've still got your perpendicular height, the little square to multiply it by, and then you can halve it. Okay, now working on those. And the answers are here. Let's straighten that up for you. That's a bit wonky, isn't it? So there's the answers for the ones you were just doing. Remember also to check that they are all in the same units. Some more exercises to practice. Some more. And all of the answers. If you have not got the correct answer, go back and look through it and see if you can work out where you've made your mistake. Good luck.